here to watch a bum fight.
Yeah, we are.
I know we've all been chomping at the bit to watch one of the elites of the city beat up a homeless woman. Or, the other way around. Life's funny that way.
Billie's not homeless. The streets are her home. She knows them very well, and she gets around very, very easy. To me, that's not homeless.
Grandfather's home is home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Technically, if that home is their home, it's not exactly legal. I don't know.
Yes, the condemned building is her home, therefore she cannot be homeless. You're right.
Some things aren't adding up.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, man.
No, the maths.
Yeah, we can just live in Frank's place now. He doesn't need it anymore.
Oh no!
Split town, probably.
Just gonna squat there.
I mean,
now.
you do have a good in with the elevator, so.
Oh, because the elevator is a baby. Yes.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can at least take all his food and stuff. It's gonna go to waste.
So you're telling me he finally comes home. It's like, okay, I'm finally safe or whatever. Opens all his refrigerator and it's just empty.
Yeah.
He's just eating it.
Yeah.
Billie might. Yeah, that sounds right.
Probably got some good shit in there. Probably got beer.
I do like this idea of Mel being like, yeah, we just stay at his place. It'll be great. And then, like, right as she's drifting off to sleep, being like, ah, shit, my niece.
Oh, no!
And then has to, like, make a mad dash, like, for the train so she can get back to the Bronx.
Man. Darn kids.
The web of babysitters that Mel has lined up to watch her 24/7 are really starting to wonder what's going on.
No!
Yeah, really though. I'll catch on sooner than later.
We usually go out at night, at least. I'm more worried about your parole officer.
Yeah.
Nah, he's fine.
Kinda gotta cover. Totally got a job. Oh my god, she's gonna need to pay rent and shit.
Yeah, but this is JoJo's. We don't worry about that.
We can take the niece to meet my grandfather.
That's true.
It's an option.
Can't wait. But anyways, before we go meet Grandpa, let's bum fight.
True.
Because after last week, you guys did some more sleuthing around and decided to talk to one Paul Kevan after also speaking with Frank's employer, Eurythmical Pharmaceutical. Nailed it.
Oh,
yeah, after doing all that, hitting them up, you were able to get some more information on the Arrow, what Frank was really working on, and just more general information. And then you talked to Paul, and Paul was just kind of like, whatever, for the most part. It's not that he wasn't giving you stuff, he just didn't quite care and didn't want you guys in his office. And then you guys threatened him, and he accepted. And so now we're bum fight.
That's right, Paul didn't give any fucks.
He was like, yeah, let's fight!
Yeah, he was totally fine with fighting you guys, just not in his office.
We're bringing a senior.
And so, and so Van dropped him off, dropped you all off inside of the Space Oddity so that Paul could see the frozen, I guess now thawing prisoner of Gemini / Sylvia, Mel's sister. Currently, trapped in ice, thawing out. and then I guess Billy and Paul are gonna just punch each other for a bit, I guess.
I forgot why.
Oh, because initially it was, Van made some statements of like, we'll fight you if you don't give us the information, and he was like, yeah, sure, 1v1 me, bro. And Billy was like, all right.
I'd respect him more if he does bum fight, and then that led to an actual bum fight. We went in here because we told him, hey, there's a guy like trying to kill you all. I don't know if you know that.
Wait, who
Hired.
We were gonna. It's cool.
Hired by his other friend. We're like, yo, your other friend is, considering you all a liability now.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all fine.
All right.
Yeah, so now we're inside the liminal space that is the space oddity. Let me go ahead. Let me get us switched over there.
Jingle, jingle.
Jingle, jingle.
Yes, she is. My attention is not on her, so now it must become on her.
What does she do for attention?
Currently, she is trying to sit on my chest and make biscuits, but because I am also standing up, not standing, but sitting upright, it does not work, and so she is trying her damnedest, and now she's gonna sit partially on my keyboard.
Aw. Is that Paul though? Like, is he so cute?
Yeah.
Oh, he's ridiculous looking.
He looks very JoJo.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's now been JoJo-ified.
So very.
Yeah, there's yesification, there's JoJo-ification.
Yeah, he got JoJo-fied hard.
No, I love it.
Yes. But yeah, here we are. Back again once again, at least for Billy and Van, inside of the Space Oddity, a liminal space that exists, I guess, in between reality or realities even, who knows, that Van can access with his stand. It smells both of old steel, like an empty warehouse almost, left to decay, but also very like full of flowers that are blooming and in full life. So there's just a mix of that kind of old iron and dust, but also, a beautiful garden that is fully at its peak, living its best life.
It's so pretty in here.
Yeah. There seems to be coming from the top. Uh-oh. I don't know why that's on.
What?
Oh, I have you guys talk, it does the text bubbles. I don't know why it did that.
The text bubbles are fine as long as it doesn't have that thing where it shifts you to the person.
Yeah, it was doing that too.
Ah.
And that's what I don't like. Yeah, the panda, the token.
Oh man, get yanked around.
Yeah. So you all are there now, after getting deposited out of Kev's office, or out of Paul's office. He's not Kev yet. And you guys are free to wander the tubes. I think, Van, since you're there, you kind of just have an inherent knowledge of what's in there, like, or at least what you've put in there and where it is. If you like focus in on it, especially because a giant block of ice isn't really going anywhere.
Yeah. I think it's probably one of those weird roundabout navigational things, but you remember, oh yeah, this was there, this was this, there's like a marking here, go around the corner, walk into one door and then out a different doorway, Scooby-Doo style, and then you're where you want to be.
Yeah.
Or like a daydream type logic of navigating. But it works and it's pretty reliable.
Yeah,
as long as you don't think too hard about it.
Yeah, you're able to very easily navigate everyone else around for you, for their benefit, so that they can understand what's going on. And they will eventually come to the still frozen, but you can see that it's, it is melting. The temperature in there it's not like super hot. It's not like a jungle climate, I would say, but like there is some humidity. It's like a nice like summer day, like not too hot, but like it's just a good summer day. Yeah. I guess, like I said, frozen in place is the still of one Gemini. Oh. Oh, I think I have an ice effect. I'll slap that on. But yeah, there she stays frozen in place, and Paul will go around and start, looking in, kind of like peeking around here and there. And eventually we'll just kind of whistle to himself, just kind of real low. Wow, yeah, you weren't shitting me. That's somebody or something frozen in a block of ice.
Be honest with yourself. Do I really need to make stuff up at this point?
I mean, no, I guess not, but still.
Van's going to use ashes to chop off the smallest corner of ice. His stand will start to crush it together. He's going to pluck a lemon from a nearby just weird branch, squeeze it over the ice, take a sugar packet from his pocket, mix it in with the ice. His stand is just mixing with his finger rapidly. And then he's going to start eating weird lemon sugar ice out of his stand's hand. It's weird. It's almost like shaved ice consistency. Well, not just seen it. I think maybe you got an idea what you're dealing with here. Not just in terms of, we got an assassin on a block of ice, but the fact that you're dealing with me in particular. Yes, he spends one page describing the perfect layering of lemon juice and ice.
So yeah, how to make the perfect lemonade. Single shot lemonade.
Frozen lemonade, yeah.
Oh, but if you're making a frozen lemonade, Paul will eventually cut you off and just go, I got a guy who makes Italian ice. Best in the business. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm sure. But the roots of the city come from homemade treats like this. Poor dock workers and warehouse guys that used to make stuff like this so they didn't die of heat exhaustion or the misery of their lives. Little doldrums could be shattered to pieces by small novelties and little tasty treats. Simple things like this are the pleasures that this city was built on the back of. Otherwise, poor people might have just risen up and started barbecuing all the rich folk, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it probably would have went bad for him.
Still could. He crushes the ice dramatically as he says that, sending lemon juice squirting. Truth of the matter is, we're not just dealing with all this super coke that's going around. There's also the matter of inequality amongst social groups. The fallout of the drugs that have been getting around are disproportionately affecting those that don't happen to be in your income bracket.
You say that and he just kind of stares and just goes, look, this whole drug dealing business, all that stuff, that's the gangs. That's not me. I'm not telling them where to go and doing stuff like that. There's other... Look, I know you guys probably think very little of me because I'm a lawyer. That's fine. I get it. But as a lawyer, I know there's plenty of equally shitty legal ways to make money. They don't have to do any of that stuff.
If your argument to get into heaven is going to be that other guys are bad or worse than you are, I don't think St. Peter's going to be swayed. Not that we're here to talk about religion. We're here for a fight.
Yeah, I remember that.
Van's going to like lean back and stare at Paul a little bit. And I'll be honest with you. I don't think your heart's in this one.
Oh no, that'll be fine. Well, I'm fighting Mohawk over here, and we'll just settle up.
And that's not what I mean. I mean more like you don't seem motivated to fight for your life on this one. For you, this might be an amusement. So I'll tell you what. Let's have some actual terms here. What do you want if you win?
I mean, I'd love for you guys to leave me the fuck alone, but I know you're gonna probably go after Frank again, and and Marty. So I'm probably gonna keep showing up. So can't really ask that. I'd like to.
Tell you what. If you win, I'll sign over my inheritance to the Dross estate. Everything that I'm owed as an heir will be put under your name. Paul Kevan. You can have it all. And it's a considerable sum, probably enough for you to dwarf anything that your parents have ever pulled in. You know it's real. It's a real fucking fact, actually. More money than you could count.
Dan, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good idea.
But I want something if she wins.
Okay, what's that?
You're going to donate everything you're going to inherit to her cause. Her little commune. You're going to make sure that any non-profits that are helping them will be funded fully.
Yeah, take my case pro bono against the state.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he hears that out and he just okay. I mean, I guess sure. You got a case against the city or something?
I do.
What for?
Squatting.
Oh, okay, so they're after you for squatting.
They're after my commune for squatting.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I get it.
Billie pulls out some hairspray and begins spraying. That means this is life or death for me, Paul.
Me too. Without the money, what am I going to do? Van leans against the wall. I'm just a dumb, broke asshole. And who's going to pay all my medical bills?
I think when you mentioned that, he's like, wouldn't they just whatever?
All right, Billie, it's up to you. Make this pretty boy a little less pretty.
Billie begins to pose. Pink wings out of her back. You ready, big guy?
You see, Paul. He's already taken off his jacket at this point. He left that back in the real world, I guess. So yeah, you see him. He starts undoing his tie and like undoes his his cufflinks, and pockets them, and slowly starts rolling his sleeves up. And he goes, hang on, sorry, it's a whole thing. And you see he will like slowly roll his sleeves all the way up, and once he gets his tie undone, he'll actually like look around at like the walls, and like he just kind of takes a second and he walks over and like he kind of rubs his hand against the wall and like looks at his the very slight bit of like moisture that like collected, and then he goes and rubs like he just scrubs the wall with his tie, and then he takes it and he slowly wraps it around his knuckles and holds it out kind of loose at the end, leaving some out, and just like, you know, a very otherwise short little like bit of tie as he stares at you and just goes, all right, yeah, I'm ready now.
When he turns back around, there's a menacing aura from Billie, and he can hear the click clack of like the spray can as she sort of like very slowly click clacking it up and down. She then tosses it at him, and it makes one final clack to have it absolutely explode. Like she makes the sound inside of it explode the entire can of red.
Okay, so like a smoke bomb essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll just splatter him in paint, basically.
Okay, no, that's perfect. Hang on, it's not letting the song play, so now I'm gonna figure out why. But yeah, if you want to go ahead, we can say this is a very obvious case of you going to create an advantage, so you can go ahead and roll for that.
And I assume I am using dancing with myself.
Yeah.
Nice. So add a 3 to that.
Okay, let me roll to defend. Oh, weird. It's not playing.
What song is it supposed to be playing?
Hang on. I'll try to update it. Because otherwise, this will just get very boring listening to leaves rustle.
Just a gentle fight.
Very gentle fight.
Directed by,
Times.
what the fuck is it? Ong Lee. You just whisper about philosophy as you jump kick at one another.
I just put on Rebel Wheel in the background. That
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll. Yeah, I'll roll speed. Okay. Yeah. So you create this cloud of red, spray paint. He very quickly goes for a cover maneuver for his face, and then just comes straight out through the cloud. And you see that he's also now, I almost said wearing. He now also has this like very menacing aura around himself when he comes out through that cloud, slightly red as he comes out. And he will make an attack on you.
Well, he didn't beat it because of my...
Oh, yeah, you're right. That got...
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll say that he... Yeah, then we'll definitely say he does take that. So that'll be 3. Yeah, I'll just take the 3 right now. But yeah, so it was a boosted 5, yes. My mistake. So yeah, he comes out, and we'll say he still comes out, but he's got like red, this kind of like thin coat of red in front of him, like almost like a kids movie kind of situation of like the paint just sprayed him, and now he just has this fine red mist, which doesn't really help if you were afraid to fight him before, because now it just looks like he's just completely blood soaked.
Yes.
But yeah, now he just kind of looks down and like at himself and just kind of sighs and just goes, "This is a whole new whatever, you don't care." And he'll go and will follow up with just a set of just actual punches.
Billie will try to... I'm assuming there's like various pipes and stuff on the walls.
Yeah, there's all kinds of little pipes, plants, ivy mosses all growing.
Yeah, after she pops the red can so he can't see, she'll begin climbing the walls so that when he's punching, she'll be like dropping down, or at least trying to get up away from the punches. So I guess parkour.
Yeah, you can do a parkour roll. Yeah, I'll say he pays a fate point. I'll use his other that he'll fight you. Like any good lawyer.
We have a Phoenix right point. You!
Yeah, instead of the I'll fight for you, it's I'll fight you. What? And then, yeah. And actually, I'm going to re-roll that because I got all zeros and a negative. I think we can do better.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
Oh! Sure, I don't have that much stress, so I'm gonna use my fate point.
Okay.
And
what are you gonna invoke?
A streetwise parkour protester. When you punch up at her, she'll like hit the pipe so it kind of breaks down, and like he might punch the pipe.
Okay. Yeah, you see he doesn't seem to care that you're parkouring. He is able to just keep like hounding you, but you are very quickly able to duck, dive, and dodge this man. That's a go again.
Okay,
It's gonna be real hot potato because it's just two of us.
Yeah. Billie on the pipe above starts stamping it with her feet, causing all the pipes in the area to start vibrating and clanging because she's making with her stand all the pipes to burst if she can. I don't know what's in them. I assume gross water.
Hey, New York City has some of the best water. That's why it makes the best bagels.
I would say that the water in the pipes is probably like actually quite pure.
Quite pure? Okay, so
Yeah.
then just like I want to pressurize them with vibrations until they pop, basically, and just start filling this area with water, and like maybe steam. I don't know what's in here. So, what would you say? I guess.
Yeah, I would say if you want to set that up as like another advantage, you can.
Yes, I'll scream down the entire tunnel and just like everything will start vibrating around him, basically. Would that use the same? I guess that continues.
For your Dancing with Myself?
Yeah. Just making more and more chaos in this pipe.
Yes. Yeah, because you are. I was gonna say this thing is. I don't know if I'd say necessarily. Well, yeah. I guess it is kind of meticulously built up as this labyrinth, and you are undoing that in a spectacular fashion.
I'm creating chaos in a very tiny area.
Yeah. So let me roll. Yeah. So he sees the pipe starting to like bubble and like shake and vibrate, and he'll actually kind of like smirk, and he'll just go, "You know, that trick worked once with the paint can, but it ain't gonna do so great this time." And you see he in the sense of like an anime, like he does that kind of motion where he pulls like his chest, like he kind of puffs his chest out, and he takes this like huge breath in, and he punches the pipes that are vibrating. So we'll see what happens there. Oof. So I'm going to pay another fate point for that, and I'm also going to use a stunt of his, since I know you guys can see his sheet now, or you should be able to see it. I'm going to invoke that he is a ripple user, and I'm going to use his stunt father figure, that he is trying to keep things in order. So I'll reroll it with a +2. Okay, so that's just a 6. Okay, so yeah, you're still able to get the boost off, or the advantage made. So what would you like to call this one? Just shaking? Or pressurized pipes?
Bursting chaos? That sounds anime-ish.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good super name.
If I yell it, yeah.
I'm gonna move her out of the way because she's not involved. All right. Yeah. So yeah, Paul now is going to he's going to take his tie that's wrapped around his hand, and he's actually gonna whip it at you. And you see that when he pulls it back, like it's kind of, it's a tie, so it's very thin material, very flaccid in his hand. But then he with a flick of his wrist, you see it immediately changes like shape and consistency, and this thing is now like almost at a the
just
same
a
kind
sword
of
whip, yeah.
It's effectively a sword whip coming at you. Like it is moving at a speed and frequency that it shouldn't, if it were anybody else. That's only a 2. But yeah.
Does the tie make any noise when it moves?
Not yet. I would say that once it's either going to connect with you or it's going to go off in the air like a whip crack.
Okay.
but it hasn't reached that point yet. You're kind of in like a bullet time fight.
I'm gonna just try to dodge first, maybe by swinging down from my position, like holding on to one of the pipes. I swing downwards.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I'll pay another fate point, and I'll just give it a +2, and I'll invoke that the area is. I'll just use the aspect of the area, which is the tiptoe through the tulips.
Okay.
This area is so filled with life. Like the water is as pure water as possible. Like the air, like it does have that metallic like smell to it, just because of like the pipes and like the kind of metal that the tunnels are made out of. But otherwise, like this air is like the freshest air you could ever get. Like in New York City, like you've almost if you've lived in New York your entire life, you've probably never smelled air this pure.
Fresh.
Yeah, and fresh, because like the city just will not allow it with the level of like commerce inside of it. So he is very primed as a Ripple user to do good breathing.
Hell yeah.
So he would just get a little pop off of one shift on you.
So I take damage, I guess.
Yeah, you just take a shift.
Okay. I take the shift of damage, but as soon as the sound goes off, I'd like to make it like pop and sort of like explode between us.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would definitely be a yell roll. In my brain, it's like, how do you dodge a sound?
It's hard.
I think it's just durability. Like, you just got to muster it.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's only one. Yeah, it would be still air pressure. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, you see that like whip crack goes off, and you immediately send just the sound back to him. That is enough. It gives him a little shake. He kind of like steadies himself and just kind of smiles. It looks like he's enjoying himself, so that's fun. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, he's gonna come at you now. If you're still like trying to like climb up stuff, I feel like at this point he's gonna like just hop up like to where you are, and or no, actually, I'll have him. He's going to try and create an advantage on you by just doing more damage to the pipes and trying to get like the water to basically use the pipes you've now set up as these little like grenades for his own means.
I can see him trying to fill this place with water so he can walk on the water.
Nah, he'll just swim around.
Well, because he's a Ripple user and they can do that.
That's true. Yeah, he becomes faster in water. He's a little jet, little shark man. His true form.
His true form, secretly a shark. So he's like swimming through the water and punching up at me.
Yeah, I would say like, yeah, as the water is flowing out of the pipes like into the kind of like runoff area, like, you know, if this is kind of where you guys are at, like this lower section, so that like lower section is starting to fill with water, and it's just kind of running. It's just creating a little natural river. It seems, you know, this thing seems to be designed for like floodways and stuff, being kind of modeled after a sewer. But yeah, you see like he's actually perfectly fine with the water. Like you would think most people would have trouble trying to climb up, a almost sheer metal face with like water pipes bursting over their heads, but like he seems to just be using that to his advantage as he's basically yeah, he's like a trout right now. He's just right upstream, no issues. He's on a mission and it's to punch you.
Okay, I spread my arms wide. My stand grabs onto my shoulders and starts flapping to try to get me up higher to see if I can out dodge get higher than his leap.
Oh yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
I assume that's also speed
Yeah,
or flight. That's what I guess I have to ask.
Flight.
Okay, that's my worst one. Oh no!
Oh no!
I guess I would like to re-roll that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna use my inferiority. Well, that is my trouble with my inferiority complex. So like, I do not want to be shown up by this big tall guy.
Perfectly understandable.
And I'm willing to flap as hard as possible to get up into the sky and drop my entire body on his face. Okay, so, how dare he?
Damn.
He's just so pretty.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be able to do that.
Oh. Okay.
No.
I was gonna say, was that your last fate point?
I have one more, but I guess I can. But it's a +4. But then again, do I really only have 2 physical stress?
I mean, I feel like that's something
I don't know.
we could work on for you guys, because I think you guys are all set at 2 and 2, and I think we could definitely bump those numbers.
Well, I just asking.
Against an opponent with 4 stress boxes, yeah, it's gonna be uneven. Like very.
Yeah.
You're fighting. This is like almost a what do you call it? Almost a minion fighting like not quite a pillar man, because they have 5 stress boxes.
Yeah.
But I guess it's up to you as DM.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll say for now. I don't know why it keeps adding the clipboard stuff. Yeah, I'd say for now, for this fight, like let's add an extra stress. I'll actually edit it and give it that.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. No, because if anything, like that's just a housekeeping thing that we need to work on, because you guys have been at like 2 and 2 for a while, and it hasn't been that big of an issue.
We also haven't hit any milestones.
Yeah, we also haven't done that stuff, so that's stuff we could all do after this. But yeah, so yeah, I went ahead and gave you 3, so you're good.
I guess I take 3 physical stress and a mild consequence.
Oh, sorry, I was hitting shift, not control. Yeah, it would be a success with style, so yeah, you can take the 3 and he'll just get the boost.
Where are the rest of us while this fight is happening, by the way?
Wherever you guys want to be, because they're going at it because it's a 1v1. But I mean, if you guys wanted to just jump in, I guess you would be breaking the rules, and
Van is
Paul will start dealing with you guys too. Then
Van is sitting on, I guess we'll say, somewhere along the wall in some wreckage of a small cubby, watching this fight happen, barely getting not hit by any kind of stray fire or wreckage. It's a kind of motions towards Billie after that left. Hey, I have an idea.
Are you yelling this out at her while she's getting punched in the face?
No, he's saying it, but not yelling.
She is pretty good. She probably has pretty good hearing, what with the sound powers.
True.
yeah, I would say you'd be able to do some kind of like directional tweaking to hear better, or like pick up on whispers and things like that. I've allowed dumber things to happen.
So she motions that she respond, or she can hear it at least.
Well, she's being punched in the face. She does look at you, but she's about to like drop from the sky onto him. So whatever you're gonna say it quick.
He kind of stands up in the little cubby, still crouched over, then starts squatting. Hey, idiot! He's using the water just to like fuck with you. You've got a gift with that voice. Now, haven't you ever considered the fact that there's no actual upper limit to sound? Thinking about this spiral in my chest, what would happen if you applied the same principles to sound in a voice? A voice that could get louder than the fucking heavens, like thunder. Don't aim so low, or you're never gonna get past an asshole like this. Keep it going like the way you're doing, I'm gonna end up living right next to you. Van Lee puts his chin on his fist and squatted over. I guess it wouldn't be so bad. What he's recommending is, I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but you can apply the Fibonacci sequence to a sound. So it's eternally escalating.
Yeah, it raises it volumetric. Yeah.
Billie has been holding back this whole time, afraid of like popping everyone's eardrums. But when she hears him yell that, she says, she yells at the peak of her dive, like at the very top. She'll scream down the pipe using the pipe's own like turning, like because this whole thing is kind of round. So just like yell the turn all the way down to Kevan, just as loud as she can, yelling, "Rebel, yell!" But you guys might be in the blast radius. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're. I mean, you are using the pipe to direct it, so I would say it is like it's still going to be loud, but I don't think like they're going to have to roll to defend against it. I think if you like just like stood there and blasted it, like that might be a little more of an issue. But you are effectively aiming it, so I would say that they don't have to worry.
Okay.
But it might be a worry in the future. You never know.
This whole like water area, the sound of the water might also be increasing. Just as like a roar.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and give me a yell roll.
I'm gonna say that Lolita made an ice float for
Oh.
everyone to stand on that hits Van.
Oh
Okay.
no. Well, Van's dead.
Alright, I'm gonna spend my last fate to re-roll.
Yeah. No, please do. You did it. You did a big thing.
Riot agitator. I'd also like to invoke. Can I my complex, because Van is yelling this to me? Can I try to scream so long it might blow up my voice box?
I mean, I would say you've got your normal 3.
Yeah.
You because you did create the advantage, you do get the bursting chaos. I don't think you've invoked that.
I would like to invoke that. Yeah.
So that's a free, because that's a free one. So that's a +2. So that's a 5, and you did yell your stand's name.
Okay.
And we've always said that that's a freebie.
Okay.
So that makes it a 7 that he's got to defend on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and roll on that. I think, yeah, the sound, like the sound between the sound and like the water and everything. Yeah, I mean, I just got to roll and take it. Okay. Yeah, so I keep clicking on that dumb little ID thing. It keeps coming up for me. Yeah, he gets blasted. I will take. What kind of consequence do you want to give him?
Shattered eardrums, and I guess he's being physically smashed as well. But not being able to hear would be a bad one in this fight, because then he wouldn't know which direction the power's coming from.
Okay, yeah, I gave him shattered eardrums. Oh, and to answer, I saw the question. The gambit thing is separate. Van was talking about just like when you spend a refresh to get a new ability. So like when Marisol dropped it so that the mirror could like take stuff in, or like when I did like you two getting like his second act kind of stuff. And yeah, Van has gone through pretty much all of his fate points to get all of his stunts.
My goodness.
Like the grass and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's kind of what those are for, and that's usually done at milestone stuff, which we haven't done. So that's why everybody has all their stuff. Yeah, it just means I get to compel you more. It's fun.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, Van won't not take it.
I mean, it's not like I'd resist to compel most of the time anyway.
I'm excited when I compel happens.
Very true. Okay, so yeah, now it is Paul's turn. You can see he is bleeding from the ears. You don't know how well he can hear, if he can hear. But yeah, he seems very rattled. He probably like splashes into the water and like rolls around. And like, now he's just sopping wet, bleeding from the ears. He kind of gets up. And like, he does this like very quick, like, even though he's not wearing his jacket, he still takes his shirt and like pulls it, and like there's a snap, and like the water just like sends off of him due to his ripple. And he'll take his like, it's still like straightened out now, his tie like sword, and will just like go for another rush at you with it. But like, he's not gonna get too close to the gap. Like, he's still gonna leave a little space, and basically do like a swipe up with the tie. And you see that the water that he's like whipping up is also charged with this. You can see it as a stand user, but otherwise it's just kind of mystical force that he is bringing out that is not a stand per se, but is still something that will very much hurt you. Paul's not having a good day.
I would like to use parkour to just, my stand just drops me. So I just like, I'm trying to drop through the ripples.
Oh yeah.
Straight down.
Yeah, and I will say I'll use up the boost he got. So that'll be a 3 to pass.
Ooh, 2.
Oh, I don't see you've got. I was gonna say I don't see you've got your second box check, just the first and the third. So you can just take the stress.
Doesn't having all stress taken out mean I'm taking? Oh no, I have to have consequences as well.
Yes. I mean that's how we've always played it.
Okay. Then I will take the stress. I will continue dropping straight down toward his face to try to land on him with my boots to do it, but I'm also would like to, because he can't hear anything, I'm going to have tossed like a crowbar down, and as soon as it's going to hit before I do, so it's going to make a bang, and I'm going to increase that from the other side of his body. Like, even if he blocks me I'm doing a JoJo's reversal sort of thing. Does that make
Oh
any
no. Yeah, you're basically you've basically rolled a grenade underneath him and you're gonna try and like get him to block it so the grenade just launches him. I understand now.
Yes, and I'm gonna use his shattered eardrums to do this. I'm gonna invoke his shattered eardrums.
Yeah, go ahead and make
Okay.
your roll and we'll add the invoke.
This would be, I guess, if I'm aura-oring, do I roll 3 or do I roll?
Oh, are you doing a clash?
That would be bad for me, but yes. Even if I go down at this point, I'm hoping my grenade will take him out.
Yeah. Actually, hang on.
I guess one of those attacks would be the grenade, technically. So,
Okay. Let me roll real quick for him. Okay. Yeah, no, that is a win on your part.
woohoo!
Okay. Yeah, so what consequence do you want to give him?
It's just, I've been hitting him with my feet, my stand feet, I guess. So, clawed?
Clawing at him?
Yeah.
Okay.
More.
Okay. Yeah, he's not feeling good. He's definitely looking very bad. You've ripped through his nice shirt. He's now bleeding that way. His ears are bleeding. You still don't know whether or not he can hear. He hasn't said anything. He just kind of takes up his stance again, but he does have a very wicked smile. I mean, I would say with this, I think what he's gonna do is, well, I guess we'll roll and we'll see. Okay, so that's a 4. You see, he starts rushing you, and he's got his tie sword kind of pointed out, but then he lets it go, like the slack of it goes loose and it just kind of becomes a tie again. And you see he grabs it with his other hand, and now he's basically got the tie wrapped around both of his hands, and he's got it held out, and he's making a dash for you. And so I guess, depending on how well you defend, we'll see what happens.
I'm pretty close up to him, so I think I'm just gonna have to dodge.
Yeah, with his speed, and your speed, you've been. Oh, hey.
Woo!
Yes, and you did get a fate point back for winning the duel.
Oh, I forgot about that. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you do want to pay that, you can.
What happens if we break even?
Nothing would happen. You would basically, you don't take any damage, and so effectively you would duck out of the way and he would miss.
Can I have it wrap around a pipe that I've picked up off the floor because it burst open? Like a piece, just a rusted piece?
Yeah.
Okay, when it wraps around, I pull down to pull him forward and then just try to head slam my head into his head.
Hell yeah, good old-fashioned headbutt. We love to see it, folks. Yeah, go ahead and give me... Yeah, give me power for it. Because a part of me wanted to say durability to see if you survive headbutting him.
Hard head.
Because, yeah, God knows he would... Yeah, his head is equally as, indestructible.
We're both very stubborn people. Headbutt to headbutt.
Well, also, I was going to say, like, I feel like it's such a, like, main character in an anime thing of, like, I'm just going to headbutt my rival. And, like, they do that shit all the time. And, like, no matter what, the main character, like, could literally just bend, like, steel beams with their headbutt if it's, like, I'm beating my rival. But, yeah, I would say he sees your headbutt coming and also, like, rears back and, like, goes for an equally damaging headbutt. Yeah, that's...
So, Mohawk to his purple curly hair. Bam! And then both of us stumble back and one of us falls down?
Yeah. Yeah, you both headbutt each other. In ages now gone, in the time of the samurai, the fated duel in which both samurai stand there facing each other, swords in their sheaths, and then there's the run, the sheath just going right past each other, blades right back into their sheath. There was a flash and nothing, and then very, very quickly one of them will fall. And knowing that, Billie, what do you say to Paul before he falls over?
Oh shit.
Because right now you two are head to head staring at each other. And he's staring at you just full rage, but there's also sort of you can see there's an admiration and oh yeah, this was great and this is exactly what I wanted.
I guess.
But I would say it's something only you can see just because of how close you are. The rest of you just see his hair all thrown, out and around his face. Billie's mohawk is probably wet and kind of fucked up as well. Actually, no, with the level of product she uses, it's probably still fine. It's just wet.
No, it's a little wet. She tosses it tosses her hair back, her wet hair back, and says, "Guess my head's harder."
He smiles, and just very faintly, you just hear him go, "The fuck'd you say?" And then he falls over. His hand's still barely holding onto the tie as he drifts. But he now lays there in the water.
Can
unconscious.
Above his head?
Yeah, I'll say he's fine. He's not gonna drown.
I'm just gonna grab him out and drag him to a place because
you can still do that.
Because he's now my lawyer. So I'll just grab him by the shirt and sort of toss him up onto one of these higher side portions.
Yeah, it now quite literally washed up. Paul Kevan has been defeated. And Billie, you now have a lawyer. Congratulations.
This is awesome. Thank you.
Melina's gonna come up and just drop a ice pack on his head. Damn. That was awesome.
She'll put her hand through her hair, sort of smoothing it all back because it's wet, and say, "Yeah, you think so?"
Yeah, you kicked his ass.
Yeah, I'm awesome. She says as blood is trickling down her forehead.
Van has
I just wipe it into your mohawk.
Van has his back turned to all the action, reading a newspaper from 1945. The dog sleeps on top of the house. That don't make no sense. Oh, is it over? He closes the newspaper.
God damn it! Did you not watch a single thing?
I thought I'd give some advice, and I don't know. I figured you could handle it. There's no way you'd let me be poor, right? Thanks, kiddo.
Not why. Sure.
I know you did it all for me. Put your life on the line so I wouldn't be broke.
Thanks for the bet.
Billy's gonna just slam a hand down on Billy's shoulder.
What? Yeah?
Don't worry about him.
I mean, he gives good advice sometimes.
I wasn't even worried about it. Now, let's see if she pulls the football away this time. Bet you won't. That dirty bitch.
Didn't we have to still get information out of him or something like that? He is cold, unconscious.
Oh. I guess that is important.
I mean, you might want to make sure my yelling didn't, I just do a thumb gesture at the ice ball that's holding a prisoner. I can scream real loud in here, and ice is breakable that way, so.
No problem.
We got water. We got someone that can freeze it. Just seal it over again.
Yeah. And Lena will just go do that.
Yeah, I would say you've noticed cracks and stuff are there, but you notice that it doesn't look like from inside that there's been any additional movement out. Like they aren't breaking out anymore. Then they're still just there and and still frozen in place.
Right.
Although maybe I should let her out.
Yeah. Probably safer for everyone involved.
Yeah, you're right.
The real question is, how do we even get answers out of this guy?
He made a bet. He'll probably, hold to it, you think?
I don't know. Can you really trust a lawyer?
I don't know. I looked him eye to eye. Seemed to be the sort of person that's good at a duel,
Yeah, but you blew his eardrums out, chicken head.
But what was I supposed to do? Not scream as loud as I can? You told me to.
That's true, I did. But it's your problem if you take my advice. That's on you. That's not on me. I guess we can get him to write everything down.
We could do your hospital, I guess.
Ugh, they're gonna run out of beds in that wing. Fine. I guess we can't leave him here. Not like I told him I'd lose him in these tunnels or anything. Be a real shame if I was to do that.
Hey, I won the bet. I'm taking my prize.
You can't just... There's amendments against that sort of thing.
What are you talking about?
Owning another person.
No, I met him as, a lawyer.
Uh-huh. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe you. Sure thing, Billy.
I punch him in the shoulder.
Ah! That's smart. Fine. He's your, how do I say this?
My problem, I know.
I was gonna say your guest, but... Oof.
I start to, get Kevan over my shoulders.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's still very much unconscious. I will say, you go to lift him, and that boy's sturdy.
Oh God, he's heavy.
He may not be the biggest, he's not a part 1 or 2 big guy, but you still feel it.
She's sweating, trying not to show that she definitely needs help.
You got someone that can make an ice ramp slide.
This is gonna slide him out of here?
Oh, I got an idea. Hey, Bernadette, you can make things come to life, right?
I have been known to do that on occasion, yeah.
What do you think would happen if you made his clothes come to life? Then he could just walk them, right?
Ooh!
That, I guess I could try. I could give that a try. I'm gonna try to make his suit come to life.
Yeah.
That's one of the most high things you've said yet. Bernadette, don't humor this.
No, I like it.
I'm already doing it.
I'm calling this maneuver a weekend at Bernie's. Do you get it?
I hate you.
Yeah, you go to do that, and oddly enough, his pants sort of like they stiffen up, and like so his legs kind of straighten out, and then like they just kind of like start kicking a little in the air. Like it's not like they're fighting. It's not like one of those kind of kicks. It's just like they're enjoying being fireman carried by Billie, or however she chose to carry him around.
Yeah, no, fireman carry was about right. So she'll try to put him on his feet to see if the pants will hold him up. Like she's sort of holding it to see, leading him, but seeing if the pants can move him.
Yeah, if you put him down, yeah, his pants are keeping him upright currently. So like his upper body is still kind of slumped forward. So he just looks like a weird zombie.
Oh, I guess I should do the top too.
I'm gonna have to find it. I tore his shirt, but it's like suit. It's like somewhere in the water.
Oh no, that got left at his office. You guys have to go back for that.
Okay, I'll just sort of pull one arm over my neck. There, he's upright, sort of. Good enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, his head is still like hanging. He is very much unconscious. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, you have effectively pulled off a weekend at Bernie's.
Amazing.
I can't believe this. We're really okay. We've gone all Garnet at this point. That's Puerto Rican fur. It's gone astray.
Astray is my best sort, though.
Well, I'm afraid the only Spanish I know is abracadabra. We pulled off a magic trick.
I think that's Hebrew.
No shit. Huh.
I'm not a historian.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to tell you. Not a lot of Jewish people in Oklahoma.
Well, then I guess as the Puerto Ricans might say, la-di-da. That's how it goes, huh?
What the hell are you talking about?
So, do you got a portal out of the lawyer's office, or are we gonna have to walk him through that place?
Oh yeah, you want to leave. Huh. He looks down at his watch, has hands that are just kind of weirdly spinning at different time. I guess it's been long enough. Yeah, let's head out. I'll find the exit. Just follow me. Oh, he goes through his pockets and starts putting down kind of crumpled dollar bills and spare change near the site of all the wreckage, but in a place of safety. All right. And then he leaves a note. Yeah. Dear Major Tom, sorry about the mess. I know there's still some vending machines in here. You could probably get candy with this. Your friend, Van. And he puts the paper down with the pile of money and change. There we go. I should probably be nice and send down loaves of bread and peanut butter jars sometimes. Well, guys, all right, let's go. With that, he'll lead them back towards the exit corridors, which again is a weird, twisting, winding path.
Yeah, you are able to get them in and out in much the same way. In the same way in that you just know where to go, but it's not the same way you took, but you're still able to do that. Yeah, and then did you want to go back to Kev's office, or did you want to try and pop out of somewhere else?
hospital?
That depends on how long you feel those portal entrances last. Like I would suspect as long as there's grass growing in an area, the portal can be open. But like, wouldn't they notice the grass growing out of like the tiles at a hospital? Or would they just like maybe not fuck with that?
If you put one in a potted plant, you might be able to get away with it.
Have to be a pretty big potted plant.
Well, I have one that's probably people big in my house.
Okay, well in that case, if the DM is cool with that, I would say that I have left a portal in a potted plant.
Yeah, we can say that. I mean, you've been to the hospital enough times.
You brought yourself one. So one of the people we have in the rooms a get well soon potted plant. It's suspiciously large.
I'm gonna say.
Well, I was gonna say it's probably. I would say you could probably put it in like the lobby or like the area for like families to sit and just kind of wait. Like I imagine those are big, like bigger planters where you could put something weird or some big plant, and so you could hide it.
So what it is like maybe there's like a kid at that wing of the hospital visiting someone, or maybe like related to somebody working there that's waiting in the lobby, and this thing is a giant spider plant. So what this kid sees is Van parting the leaves of the spider plant and slowly pushing his head out, and then he looks at the kid and says, "Mind your business."
Yeah, the little kid goes running. Screaming through the hospital.
He's gonna climb out of this plant.
Amazing.
But yeah, I'll say it's big enough that one at a time you all can get out without any issue.
I can't wait for that kid to try to tell somebody there was a guy cleaning.
He just him and his like 5 friends all stepped out of the plant.
Yeah, that kid got bullied.
I'm the only. I think that's the only time I've bullied a child in a game.
And now it's gonna haunt you forever.
No, it's fine. This is the right amount of bullying.
Yeah, but yeah, he'll obviously help everybody out, including lifting the very heavy, bulky man, very meaty man.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Then we're back in the real world. You have a unconscious man who is there now inside your hospital wing to receive medical attention, like so many others before him, and even you all.
Van is gonna to the staff there, just first person you can grab. Hey, I got another one. Can we come up with a shorthand term for this sort of thing? Like, how do I say it? My friend partied too hard. He just needs a bed to crash on here.
You see like one of the nurses kind of like sighs, but like they go walking off, and shortly they come back with a wheelchair and just go, all right, well, drop him in. Well, we got a bed we can put him up in.
If you're gonna put him in a hospital gown, if you don't mind, can you be extra careful with the pants? They have feelings.
Yeah, you say that, and they look at the pants and then like look at you specifically and just go, it's just Armani, sweetie. It's fine.
I'm just saying, like, maybe take them off carefully. Don't. I know sometimes in hospitals they use the scissors and they cut them off.
I'm gonna leave him in his clothes.
Oh, okay. No, then that's fine.
I mean, he is very concerningly slashed up. Looks like he got into a knife fight. So that's something.
He tripped and fell.
I can
like
corroborate that story. I was there to witness it. It was an insane fall.
Real clumsy.
The nurse will look at you all ill, and then like to Van and Bernadette specifically will just go, you could just say like, oh, a bum rushed him or something. It's a way more suspicious that you guys are
I mean,
fighting.
a bum definitely rushed him.
No.
Okay, see that her, I believe, but it's still. I don't like the tone, but you know what? Just
Hey,
he's here. Throw
I
him
don't-
on. We'll treat him.
I don't believe critic is within your job title now. If I say that he fell, okay? Jeez.
I was gonna say the way you said "geez" there, is that like a stressed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he would just go like, "Okay, whatever. Just thank you."
You're welcome.
I never really lied to anyone before. That was kind of a rush.
What?
I didn't lie.
He did fall, so technically that's not a lie. It's just that, what came before that.
Well, I mean, there's lying with the omission. We omitted what happened.
They don't need to know my business.
Yeah, you guys watch him get wheeled off, and like you see that they put him in a room not too far down the hall, but they start getting to work to fix this man that you beat up.
We make this hospital very busy.
At least it wasn't broken legs this time.
True, or set on fire.
Or buried in garbage.
Oh.
Are they responsible for their own medical bills?
Nah, we'll cover it. It's in like a trust. Don't worry about it. It's like a whole setup with the hospital. Yep, I'm a real charitable guy.
I would say if any of you know anything about this wing, it is like it was a donated wing by his family, and it is treated. It's for people. It's kind of like a St. Jude's thing, where like if you can't pay, like you can come here and still get treatment. So like, in a sense, yeah, he is being very, very nice by not paying people, but it may not have been his decision exactly. It's called a tax write-off, kids.
Hell yeah.
Well, appreciate it, Van.
Well, not a problem. I guess the person we really should be thanking there is Hero today. That would be none other than the lady who's responsible for making sure that things get in order. The one who creatively exercised their abilities and potentials. The person who's just been quietly suffering while I go on my crusades, providing me with support from the shadows even. And who, despite all social challenges, has really risen above and gone beyond the level expected of what we commonly call heroes. So, although it is against my nature to just throw out such humility, I must, at last, finally thank you. Bernadette, you have made this so much easier by making his pants come alive. Having to drag that lunkhead around would have probably caused me to throw my back out. But because of you, we got him here nice and smooth.
I thought Billy had done most of the work.
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? You can thank them too, I guess.
Lizzie.
And I mean, I didn't really do too much, I just touched him. That kind of sounds wrong, that I touched him without consent. Do I need to should I report myself? Is that?
I think they make an exception for medical professionals. And as we were being EMTs, I think you're fine.
Okay, so if that gets brought up in a court of law and I'm not a licensed EMT, do you think that's going to come back and bite me?
Well, when they ask you where it happened, you can say between an internet In the sewers of another dimension.
Think that will get me locked in the loony bin.
So I think maybe you should just shut your mouth open again. I mean, if someone asks.
So what if you grabbed his dick? Who cares?
I didn't think that. I wouldn't do that. That is not anywhere near my mind right now.
I crushed a man's balls one time with my stand. You think I'm gonna go to prison for that?
Damn. Yeah, maybe you should.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I think a lot of what we do is technically assault. I don't think you go to prison for assault. You just like gotta pay a fine.
I wouldn't see the inside of a jail cell. Too rich.
They couldn't keep me there.
Yeah, that's true. You can fly at any time. The bird girl of Alcatraz, huh?
Hell yeah. She goes like high fives you.
Van, of course, returns the high five. Those expression
Nice.
does not change at all throughout it.
I don't know. Those bars, they're pretty tough.
What are you talking about? You could just freeze them and punch them to pieces. I mean, speaking of which, maybe you should have been the one to fight that guy. You probably would have messed him up real bad. Yeah, well, I guess we know for next time.
Mom messed up the last one, or I suppose that's. Or she just like rubs her head. That's your sister.
Don't worry about it.
In the
So I
mean,
guess Bernadette's the only one that needs to mess someone up, and then
oh yeah, that's true, Bernadette. You're up next, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh no, I am not much of the fighting type.
You could animate a gun and have it run around with little legs shooting people, like a cartoon, right?
No, they don't really grow appendages.
Okay, but you could attach legs, like with pipe cleaner. You animate them, and then their little
Oh,
legs.
you know what? I have not thought about that.
Okay, here's what you do. You get a gun and you get a Muppet. You animate the Muppet, you give it the gun, you have it run around with the gun and shoot people. I like this idea.
I do not like the idea of Bernadette summoning a teddy bear army and just being like, here's your firearms.
Oh. Oh.
Now go out and unleash hell.
No.
Remember, your rights to bear arms shall not be infringed.
Let's slip the bears of war.
She is from Oklahoma. She's very pro Second Amendment.
But that was only because you had to shoot the coyotes. And also the people trying to steal your cows.
True.
Yes, cows are very, very, very valuable. How
So,
else are people going to get their steaks?
Yes, that is exactly what it was. Everybody just wants dang steak. All those Texans come up north, mouth foaming for steak, and you got to keep them at bay. The only way they know how, by shooting at them.
So when do you think he'll wake up?
He looks pretty sturdy, actually. So, pretty soon.
I was going to say the last time I had passed out before, I woke up fairly quickly, but I mean, I wasn't knocked out. I was trying to give blood.
This is the woman you want to get into a fight and beat up. She can't. She passes out getting her blood drawn.
She's gonna have to. She's gonna have to find that fighting spirit. It's JoJo's.
It's true. Trish did it. She rubber banded the whole plane.
She did. She wanted to live.
So I guess is there anything we can do while we're waiting for this guy to come around?
I mean, you are back at the hospital. Yeah, you can check on Diego. You can check on Andrew, who is still there with his broken legs.
All right, yeah, we'll check in with Andrew. Just knock on the door to his room. Knock, knock.
Yeah, he's sitting in bed. You can see he's got some magazines and stuff like that around just to, keep him busy and occupied. And he just, oh fuck, what do you people want? I already told you everything, right? Everything's all squared up. This is you telling me I can leave, or?
Oh, leave? Yeah, I guess. Well, actually, you can leave, but first you have to be one of us in a dancing contest. Or we could have a runoff, Nice. Start with a nice light jog, maybe take a mile, do a couple kilometers. What do you say there, huh?
Yeah, real fucking funny. Yep. Real great.
Oh yeah.
Laughing at it. Hang on. Let's just shh. And like he waits for it to get dead quiet, and he goes, "Oh, you can hear him up in the rafters. You got him crackling."
Well, at least one of us can do stand up, huh?
No!
The fuck do you people want?
I'm
sorry.
Oh my god, I feel good.
We got your friend. So something happened to him, and he's also staying in this wing at a hospital now. Paul?
I was gonna say, yeah, he kind of like his face kind of goes to like confusion, and then even more confused. And he goes, "You guys went all the way and went and talked to Paul? Why would you talk to Paul? You guys had Frank. Frank's like the idea guy. We
don't got Frank no more.
I'm like 70% sure Frank is dead.
Yeah, we're pretty sure.
Whoa, you guys, you guys killed Frank? What?
We did not kill Frank.
No, that is not what I said.
One of your buddies.
I mean, the last time he was alive, he was with you guys.
One of your other buddies sent an assassin, and we had to fight that one too. Poor Frank, by the way.
We actually tried to keep him alive, but it wasn't working out, or at least we lost track of him.
Okay,
like I said, 70% sure. Yeah, you got like a good 30% chance.
That's not good numbers for me. That's terrible.
I'm sorry, though. That's the best I can give you from my humble.
I don't think they sent more than one.
Who is she? Is she? Are you a statistician? You mathematician over here? You got a degree? You read tea leaves?
I do have a degree in art history.
Oh my fucking god! And you can see the magazine he has it's starting to rip. He's just pulling it apart straight down the middle. Do you guys have any? Is there a reason for this, or is this part of my recovery is the psychological torture of knowing you guys might just be back for your tight five?
Well, the reason, of course, is that, look, I'm pretty sure you guys at this point are getting tired of getting the shit kicked out of you by us, and I understand that, of course. It doesn't help being in this hospital, and the fact that your bottom lines are being hurt also sucks, but we need to put an end to this, to take out the person at the head of the operation, as it were, so we don't have to worry about this really ever again. And the fact that there are assassins coming after probably all of you at this point means that we probably should get some information that's going to help us with that. Now, we could wait for your friend Paul to wake up. He's got a concussion and busted eardrums, so questioning him is probably going to be a little bit difficult. On the other hand, your ears work and your brain's just fine, I think, so why don't you just do us a favor and help us shortcut so we don't have to fucking come back here? And maybe you could actually, well, you won't walk out of here, but roll out of here, just fine, probably, unless I see you again and I'm in a bad mood, in which case, I don't know. Who knows what could happen? But right now, at this moment, why don't you direct our Neanderthal-like aggression towards someone that'll deserve it? Who would have sent an assassin after Frank, and where can we find them? Because we have a pretty good idea who it is, but maybe different.
You can see he's kind of like, you're feeding him information and he is like processing it as you're giving it to him. And he kind of stops and just goes, "You're telling me who? I don't. Look. I don't. No. I mean, no. Well, who was the guy that he sent? Right? I thought you guys killed that other guy. The fucking what's his name? And he's like snapping his fingers and he's like, there was the guy from Nam, the mute or whatever the fuck he was.
Jones?
Yeah, hey, is that his name? Yeah, I think that was his name. I heard it somewhere.
He was
that
on
guy?
our side.
Oh, yeah, no, after we beat the shit out of him and tortured him, I decided to hire him as a sort of private eye sort of role. But, no, we're talking about a different guy. This is a psychopath in a motorcycle getup that happened to be able to manipulate some kind of weird black oil stuff. That was the person that came to kill Frank. They were up in his apartment waiting for him. We later found out, of course, that was actually a sentient stand that happened to possess old Melina's sister here. So we're dealing with that. They're on ice. And that is not a figure of speech. So, if you happen to know anything more about that, apparently they are linked with the Furious Flash gang.
Okay, so they're the ones you got to go after. I mean, we just gave them the product. They're the ones moving it and making all those moves. If they're going after Frank, it's likely they just want to try and take the means of production from us. They're seizing it, you know?
Right. Seizing the means of production, that makes fucking complete sense to me.
Yeah, of course. So you got to find them. You got to find the Furious gang guys. They're everywhere. That's the point of giving them drugs to sell, is that they would do it.
They're just foot soldiers, though. What are we gonna do with that? More foot soldiers can be hired, and we need to get the guy paying the foot soldiers.
Just tell us where Martin's score is already.
Yeah, you could do that.
I mean, I'm not his assistant. I don't know where he is. I know where he lives, but he could be anywhere in the world.
Okay, where does he live?
I mean, you didn't get any of this from me. You see, like, he goes thumbing through the magazine and he finds like an ad with like the mail-in card, and he kind of tears it out and starts writing the address there for the address, you know, instead of the normal like return address.
Is this a house or an apartment?
It's a penthouse. You would know from the address that it's an apartment complex, but it's a penthouse.
Damn. Guess I won't be able to level it. Ah, well.
Yeah, don't go leveling fucking buildings around
So
here.
when he asked us how we got his address, we say Andrew sent us?
Oh no, you don't mention my name ever. You, if anything, say you got it out of me when I died, and just say I'm dead.
Oh, you want to die?
I'd like for him to think I'm dead. If
We can make it pretty convincing. You know, he starts cracking his knuckles.
I'm wondering, would I be able to like make a clay sculpture and then make it come to life, and then kind of be like him, and then we kill it? I mean, I don't want to kill my own creation, but that would convince someone that he's dead.
We could do that with a store mannequin that we just dress to look like him, and then hit it with a car. I don't know.
Cynthia does have a car. No, look, Sweepy, he's talking about beating him up some more. I don't think he meant to get into the particulars on that one.
Oh, yeah, you know, I was just generally being menacing, I guess. But, yeah, I guess we'll deal with it when we deal with it. In the meantime, sit tight, sunshine. I'm pretty sure that you don't want to leave yet. Not just because, of course, you still need medical treatment, but also because there are probably people looking to kill you. And if you died, that's probably going to be a pain in the ass for me right now. So you should probably just like stay here for your own safety. And you got a friend now to talk to and have some chit chat with. Isn't that nice? I'm such a nice fucking guy, right? That's what you want to say. I know it.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to talk to my good buddy Paul and see, what kind of hell he's gonna raise, or if he even remembers our name. It'll be great. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Hey Mel, unrelated, sort of related question. How many people are in the Furious Flash gang? Like, about?
I don't fucking know. I know that their upper management called themselves.
I wasn't asking you.
Okay, then could you get out of my room, please? I'd like to I need to recover. And he does a big arm gesture at the both of his legs casted up and
Oh, he fucking did it. I start to take out my hairspray and put my hair back up from it being wet. Angrily.
You're angrily fluffing. You're poofing up.
Like she's about to fight him.
Wait, I want to know why you're afraid of Martin Score. What's his deal?
You guys don't know anything about him, do you?
No, not really.
Yeah, I mean, well, you would, if anybody would know him, it'd be you. And he kind of points at you, Van, and just goes, I mean, he ain't old money like you, not even. He's new money, so to speak. So, you probably run in similar circles, but you're a layer, you're a lower circle of the hell that is the ultra rich. No offense.
Hey,
and he just kind of does a shoulder shrug, meh.
Trying to be better, but go on.
Yeah, well, he's new money, but he's got more piss and vinegar in him than, a bag of fucking chips. And he wants anything and everything he can get his hands on. Whatever he seems to think is deserved to him, he's going after. He believes that it is his destiny to have whatever he wants. There's some kind of book or some shit he read, or he went to some spiritual guru who told him, you think it, you achieve it, you have it, you own it, it's yours. All that kind of nonsense, and he's taken it to 11. And now everybody around in this fucking city has superpowers, including him, and now he really believes that he should be on top. So that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with, and he's starts snapping his fingers again. What is that? Like a narcissist?
An upwardly mobile social Darwinist.
Yeah, that's too many words, probably. I don't know. Fucking, I'm not reading any books on psychological brain problems. I know that being in his inner circle was good. It made me a shit ton of money. I got to do a lot of coke, and now look at me. I got 2 broken legs. I got superpowers, I guess, or whatever the fuck. And now I'm dealing with the fucking Scooby-Doo gang.
Oh, you left something out.
Yeah.
Van's gonna lean really hard on his foot and break his big toe. Just snap it. You left out that fucking part, genius.
Yeah, he's just screaming. It's screaming, and then it's screaming fuck you, cussing and everything else. His heart rate obviously spikes, and all the monitors start beeping a little bit. And a nurse comes in and eventually is like, "What? Are you okay? What happened here? What happened to him? Why is he?" And she's trying to find the cause of the problem.
I got this. He tripped and fell.
Yeah, real bad accident.
The nurse stares at you all and just goes, "That is not at all funny. Would you get the hell out of here? He was fine until this."
Sure, let me just say a few last words to my friend here. I'm going to lean in towards Andrew. Listen to me, fuckface. That shit ton of money you made is soaked in blood. So next time you think about getting all jacked up about how rich you're getting, just remember, I'm not going to fucking forget it. Old money's fucking powerful, as you fucking well know. but it's built on the back of brutality. And I got that going through my veins just as much as any gold you imagine the Dross Empire has. Sleep tight, numbnuts. I'll be back. I'm sorry, I should leave now. So I hope you can help my friend.
The nurse has forced you all out one by one. In Van, you were the last to go as she grabs you by the arm and starts to remove you.
I had such a funny little accident in there. He just starts fixing his hair and adjusting his collar. Sorry about that.
It's my lion needs work.
Now we know we gotta go after this address. He holds it up. That boy's lucky I wasn't in there to take care of the other 9. It makes me so fucking pissed off when they talk about how rich they're getting.
That's interesting.
Also, bark. Reminds me of the ancestors I'm trying to work against the legacy of. They'd probably sit on the docks and talk about how rich they were getting when they were loading people off of their boats. Ugh. Grosses me out.
Man, you're a weird one.
Shut up. Ain't that weird?
That's some heavy shit, man.
Oh, yeah, well, I think instead of talking about it, I should probably just go have a hot dog and a soda pop. And some Frenchy fries. Did you know they're not really French?
What are they then?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably like he starts walking away. Man, maybe they're Dutch or something.
They're Belgian. They're Belgian. So it's in a way it's kind of French.
So how come they ain't called Belgian fries then?
Because the Belgians spoke French.
Yeah.
And when the American soldiers were over there in World War II and they brought it over from them, they confused from being Belgian into being French because they spoke French.
Another historic wrong yet to be righted. There's just so many of them. Slavery, Belgian fries. Just so many things gone wrong in this world.
And also, I guess because, alliteration really helps sell things.
So marketing. Figures.
I like how it just sounds like Cannoli's just yelling. Hey!
No, but
If we're gonna go get food, like, yeah, I would really like some. I am pretty famished.
yeah, so suddenly I would take French fries, like off the ground.
I'm in the mood for red meat. Something that bleeds.
So I was serious about my question about that Flash gang.
Oh, right.
Oh, there were 5 of us when I was in it.
Okay, so that makes 3 more.
I don't know. It's been a while.
I just get the feeling they might be between us and, the guy we really want to punch.
Well, maybe they recruited in the years since you've been out, too.
It's been longer than a year.
Yeah,
They probably definitely
it's been
recruited
a little
then.
bit of there's been a little bit of time between when she was last a part of the gang and when she got out and turned her back on the crime life.
Yeah. Look, we'll just start with this Martin Scores penthouse. I like that anyway. Well, after we get something to eat, right?
Yeah, we'll start with French fries. And I think a hamburger for him. What do you want, Dross? Oh,
He's busy feeding the cannoli.
Oh.
That is what I believe to be true.
Oh. Sorry, did I miss something?
Oh no, just banter.
Yeah, we're gonna go eat.
Eat, yeah, food.
What's the nearest restaurant outside the hospital, I wonder?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you could always go to the hospital cafeteria, but you know, it's New
Never
York.
very
You can
good.
find you can find a bodega or like some corner shop you can tuck into.
I'd like to think that whenever you want to go eat, there's just a food cart where the owner just has like a different colored hat, and you're like
The same sort of thing.
the same
but-
guy, but nobody
Yeah.
acknowledges it's just the one guy. Nobody knows it's New York. It's just normal. Man's going to angrily order I guess, what's a good cart food? Like a chili dog, I guess. Lots of ketchup on the chili.
Well, I was gonna say on top of the chili.
Yes. Beautiful.
Billy will in fact get fries, but that's because I thought of pigeons and what they like to eat. Okay. And now you've made her crave fries, because definitely pigeons will eat fries if you drop them. So,
Okay, but are there any toppings?
like just a whole, like too much of the free ketchup. Like whatever's free, just like way too much of it.
Do they have onions? I want it with onions and mustard.
And just that?
Yes.
Why?
Hey, you like what you like. I like what I like. Fuck you.
I don't even know if this is a character thing or if that you're just admitting to that.
I think she's just admitting to that.
Role playing is therapy.
Yeah, I guess it is sometimes.
Just
They-
get a cart, yeah.
When I get my hands on that Martin score, I'm gonna make sure that he doesn't ever get any bright ideas like this again. Maybe even any ideas at all.
You think he's related to Scorsese?
Maybe.
Their names are very similar. Do you think they met and were like, oh, I'm Martin Scorsese, and oh, I'm Martin Score?
Well, I'm not gonna go up to the narcissist and ask him to fucking name drop.
Yeah, it may not be the best.
Yeah, he'll get off on that. No way. I'm gonna punch him in the fucking face.
The only name he's gonna drop is when the devil asks him who sent him to hell. And it'll be me. He thumbs at his own chest.
If you can get to him first.
Yeah, wait, you don't want him serving some sort of punishment for just straight to hell with him?
Punishment. I don't know what would be fitting for someone who's twisted around so many people, put so many lives at risk for money, for his own grandeur, a punishment. I might be able to think of something, I guess, if given time. Although I've been known to be impulsive, and so any plans I make may just be cast aside for a momentary flash of violence. Who can say?
You know, your stand's starting to make more sense.
Oh, how do you figure?
You got a bit of a temper.
Oh yeah? What the fuck do you know about it, buddy?
Hey, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I got a fucking temper. You know what? Why don't you just take your fucking armchair psychology and just fucking take a walk?
But I am walking right now. What?
Yeah, well, take a fucking second one. Do a lap.
Fine, I'll do it later.
I ain't got a fucking anger problem. You got an anger problem. I'm fucking fine. Peachy fucking keen, actually. Couldn't be more fucking zen if I was meditating under a statue of Buddha. Just
Oh.
real fucking cool.
It's so weird. Your words are very passive, but they seem aggressive.
The funniest part about this is one of them's getting mad and one of them ain't.
Yeah, I know. She's real fucking upset. I'm fucking cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, real regulated.
Right, air conditioned. That's how fucking cool I am. I'm a fucking movie theater in Florida that all the people like to go to on a summer day. Real chill. He just takes an angry bite out of his chili dog.
Yeah, just chili and ketchup. Just slowly,
Yeah, slow
smattering his
motion
face
gore
and-
everywhere.
See, and that's why I stick with onions and mustard. No mess.
To each his own.
So do we check in with Kevan first, or are we checking at this address next?
Kevan's probably gonna be out for a second. We should go to this address, I think. Could be another fight.
Yeah, you guys can make your way to the address. It'll be a little bit, take the subway or hoof it or by whatever means in which you wish to go. We can go there.
If we were voting, Bernadette votes for cab. She gets a little uncomfortable in tight places.
We've been in so many elevators. Like it's a running thing.
Yeah, but those are directly friendly.
That's fair. I mean, I guess she could turn the train car alive, but
I don't think we want to do this.
yeah, but we don't want to create a real life Thomas the Tank Engine in the subways of New York.
I think you should speak for yourself on this one.
That's fair.
Would it be able to speak because of the speakers on the MTA?
That's for us to decide when Bernadette decides to pull that trigger. But I will say that if we are going to go straight to Martin's place, you do see that it is a brand new high rise. It is sleek, stylish. Everything inside is some sort of white or chrome. It is the cutting edge, the most modern, hip place you could try and be. And if anything, let's cut the session here, so then we could also do some stuff on our sheets, like updating them. Finally,
One thing to add: as we're walking up to his house, Bernadette just kind of goes, "Oh my god, I forgot to call my cousin again." She's probably fine, right?
yeah, we cut back to Staten Island, where the other adventure is taking place. She's still in the prison cell. She seems to have calmed down, and they open the door and go, Miss Peterson, if you're ready, you can come on out. Your husband's here. He's ready to take you home. And she will slowly get up and march out. Her head is hung low, but as she passes the cop, she immediately turns feral, jumps on the man, and just starts screaming into his face, holding him by holding herself up by the collar and her feet planted into his chest, screaming about poor Bernadette. She's a country bumpkin. She don't know any better. Do you know how many people could take advantage of her in the city? And just is losing her mind again. And just cops start flooding back in, as she's just right back at it. The killer instinct went to her. Bernadette did not get the killer instinct.
That is
Yeah.
very JoJo-like, though.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a good place where we can end it. And then we can do character sheet stuff. Yay, character management.
Okay, before this, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yes, I also need to let my dog out. She very much wants to go out.
5-minute break? 5, 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.